Back here on Big 12 today on Big 12 Radio. You're listening to us exclusively on TuneIn, watching us on Big 12 Studios. He's Artie Timken. I'm James Westling. We've got Anthony Smith and Taman Turner producing today's program. And we head up to Tulsa to welcome in Mike Leslie, WFAA sports anchor on the play-by-play for the Big 12 Wrestling Championships this weekend. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Good morning, fellas. How we doing?
Dude, the Big 12 is stacked when it comes to wrestling. So just off the top, give us your top, one or two storylines and headlines for what you're about to take on this weekend.
Yeah, there's two weight classes in particular that I think people are going to have a lot of fun watching this weekend, 157 and 197. Those are, you could pick just about any weight class in the Big 12 and you're going to find theater, you're going to find some drama, but those two in particular, 157, you are going to see four guys that are all ranked in the top 7 in the country that are going to be battling for a Big 12 championship this weekend, but that are also going to be battling for seeding relative to the NCAA championships 2 weeks from now in Cleveland. The four of them battling head-to-head throughout the weekend is going to be an awful lot of fun to watch. Ty Waters out of West Virginia. They've got a kid from West Virginia that is he's a unique talent in the way that he goes about it. He's a lot of fun to watch. You've got Caleb Larkin, who's kind of a legacy kid from Arizona State. His father was an All-American, a national champion at Arizona State about 20 years ago. He and his brother Kyler are both fantastic for Arizona State. Landon Robidoux from Oklahoma State. And then the fourth guy in the mix is Vinny Zerbin from Iowa State. All four of them are 4, 5, 6, and 7 in the national rankings, and they're going to battle it out for a Big 12 championship here over the course of the next couple of days. And then 197 is really deep as well. You've got so much talent in that collection just to try and figure out who's going to be a Big 12 champ, let alone relative. These are all guys that have got opportunities, again, to go to Cleveland and win a national championship. Rocky Elam's the one I think a lot of people would be inclined to look at 197 and say, oh, it's Rocky Elam, number 2 in the country. He's going to win this thing, but it's deeper than that. It's more nuanced than that. There's a lot of really, really talented guys in that weight class that have the potential anyway. Elam's the favorite, don't get me wrong, but Joey Novak from Wyoming, certainly somebody that has got an opportunity maybe to win that match. The two of them wrestled really, really tight earlier this season, last month. There's a bunch of super deep weight classes. And I think there's going to be a lot of things that people are going to have a fun time watching over the course of the next, 36 hours until the championships.
Yeah, and Mike, just give people a sense of how the Big 12 tournament works relative to the NCAAs and nationals, because there's some weight classes where basically everybody's going to get bids, but then there are others that are going to be highly competitive because there's only a few bids available or automatic bids.
Right. Yeah, each classification gets a certain number of allocations to the NCAA championships. For some classifications, as few as 4. In some classifications, you've got 6, 7 allocations that are going to go to each weight class. So if you finish in the Big 12 championships in that top 7, you're going to Cleveland, regardless of what your regular season looked like. There are several guys across the Big 12 that if they don't place well this weekend, just like it is in the NCAA basketball tournaments, will get an at-large bid. If let's say they've got an injury this weekend, or they just don't perform as well this weekend as they have all season, but they've got a strong enough resume. Same way that it works in basketball, they'll get in. Some of them, not all of them, because there are fewer at-large berths in wrestling than there are in NCAA basketball. So you're playing with fire a little bit if you don't take care of business this weekend. But that's the big for a lot of these guys that are the 6 seed, that are the 8 seed, that are unseeded this weekend. This is their opportunity to go pull an upset or two, find their way into a 5th place finish, and head to Cleveland.
It's crazy because last year, the attendance records were shattered. There were over 21,000 fans that filled the BOK Center in Tulsa over the 2 days. And remember, Oklahoma State won in thrilling fashion. It came down to that very final match of the weekend. As doing play-by-play, Mike, what does it look like if we, if fans arrive late to the party, they're getting their tickets today? Are there multiple, events taking place at the same time? I've been to my 7-year-old's wrestling duels. I assume this is a little bit different. So just try and paint the picture for us.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a wild scene in there because we're in Tulsa. We are in wrestling country. This is peak wrestling area, and there's Iowa and there's Oklahoma and there's some other pockets around the. But I mean, you want to go to places where wrestling is king. This is absolutely one of them. And for Oklahoma State fans, there is a resurgence in the energy behind this program ever since David Taylor came in and took over as the head coach a couple of years ago. And they have talent that puts them in a pretty firm favorite position. Iowa State is the team coming into the weekend that we all thought, hey, if Iowa State can get a win here, if they can beat the kid from Oklahoma State in this classification, whatever, maybe. Evan Frost for Iowa State is out this weekend, so that's going to be a potential barrier there for Iowa State. He's a big name for them that has been battling injury for the last month, so that made Iowa State's path to a championship tougher. But the Oklahoma State fans come out in full force with it being here in Oklahoma, and I'm sure that they will be there to pack the place out the same way they did Gallagher-Iba a couple of weeks ago when they faced Iowa. It is going to be a high-energy environment, and I think it's an environment that is going to bring out casual fans because of the fact that there are some names in this tournament that are doing rare things. And first and foremost in that category for me is Jax Forrest, the freshman from Oklahoma State. Think if LeBron James in 2003 decided, hey, before I go to the Cavs, let me dip out of St. Vincent St. Mary halfway through my senior year and go hop on with Duke for
he's
for
17.
the second semester. Yes.
And he's dominant.
Jax Forrest should still be in high school. He did graduate. He graduated in December, took care of his stuff, and graduated high school early. But just from a normal clock of things perspective, he should still be in math class right now, and instead he's one of the best 133-pound wrestlers in the country already when he should be just wrapping up his state championship in the last couple of days. This kid is a fascinating story, a fascinating talent that, again, he dropped into Stillwater midway through the year, and there was some back and forth, some maybe not to the last couple of months of whether or not they were going to have him wrestle during the postseason, whether or not they were going to burn his red shirt and have him compete in the postseason this season. But when you looked at what he did over the course of those couple of months, when he had the 5 dates to work with to evaluate where he is relative to collegiate competition, there was no question. He took Drake Ayala from Iowa, who's one of the best wrestlers in the country, went to the national finals a year ago, and with all due respect to Drake Ayala, dominated him, absolutely dominated him. And that was, if it wasn't clear already that this kid is here and ready for the moment, that was definitely the time where everybody sat up and took notice.
So, obviously the top of the class in the Big 12 is Oklahoma State and Iowa State. Oklahoma State beat Iowa State already this year. Is Iowa State close to Oklahoma State, or do you think Oklahoma State will take this down too?
I think Oklahoma State's a pretty heavy favorite from a team perspective. I think it would take a lot of things to happen for Oklahoma State to not win the team title this year. But I think there are so many different weight classes in which it's going to be a lot of fun to watch two kids from Oklahoma State and Iowa State do battle. Iowa State's got they've got the only kid in the entire field this weekend that is the #1 ranked wrestler in the country in Younger Bastida at the heavyweight classification. Bastida is an absolute monster. He is the class of the heavyweight division nationally this year. He's fantastic. And there's a kid from Oklahoma State and Connor Doucette that will be part of a collection of guys that are going to try and knock him off. Christian Carroll from Wyoming, very, very talented heavyweight that has got an opportunity in that mix as well, but it's Younger Bastida at the heavyweight classification until anybody proves otherwise.
Awesome, man. We cannot wait to watch your coverage. Mike Leslie on the play-by-play of the Big 12 Wrestling Championships. It starts today and tomorrow at the BOK Center in Tulsa. All sessions on ESPN+. Mike, appreciate your time.
Fellas, thanks for having me. Looking forward to it.
Mike Leslie. Thanks, Mike. He's on the play-by-play for the Big 12 Wrestling Championships. The Big 12 has 63 allocated spots for the NCAA tournament. There is a lot on the line. Last year's attendance, over 21,000, shattered a Big 12 Wrestling Championship record. and could be on the ropes for this year with all the hype surrounding Oklahoma State. They've been selling out home duels. It has been fantastic for the Big 12 this year.
Yeah, Jax Forrest. I'm glad Mike identified him.
What a story.
Yeah, and he joins the team. His first duel, he just dominated, like just immediately. For a guy that's 17, that's basically should still be in high school. He just wanted to gauge where he was against college competition, and he goes out there and just mops the floor with the kid. First ever duel. I don't think it was far-fetched for Mike to say basically like this would be like LeBron James going to play at Duke for a little bit.
For a couple games, like his senior year of high school.
Yeah.
It's insane. All right, coming up next, Big 12 basketball, bubble watch, some national headlines. Already keeps saying he's changed his mind on Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, the problem was I teased that yesterday, but then never.
You never got to it?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was on pins and needles.
I was super busy, and you knew you were listening to the whole show.
Things came up.
Yeah.
I get it, so we'll touch on that. He's Ari, I'm James. It's Big 12 today on Big 12 Radio. You're watching us on Big 12 Studios.